So much have I forgotten in 10 years, so much in 10 brief years. I have forgot. I've forgotten much, but still remember the poinsettia's red, blood red in warm December. That's an extract from Claude McKay's famous poem, Flame Heart. This poem was taught to many of us in school, so we knew about the poinsettia plant before ever even seeing one. It's a commercially important plant species of the diverse spurge family and is indigenous to Mexico and Central America. The poinsettia was first described by Europeans in 1834. Such a beautiful flower. Welcome to another edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm Adrian Atkinson. As we continue to deck the halls and count down to Christmas Day, we here at the GIS are reminding you to be safe on the roads while you are conducting your shopping. And please, spend wisely. You don't want to spend it all before the new year comes. So, be sensible.
What people want are good memories to say, wow, I got this from this person and they really thought about me. So, how about looking for some pictures that you have of you and that special person and packaging it nicely or putting it in a picture frame? That could make a really nice gift. Or think about what is their financial goal that they're trying to save towards. And it may be that you put a nice little card and say, hey, I'm contributing towards X because I know it means the world to you. Or look around the home. What is it that they really want? It could be something as simple as lovely pillows for a woman, right? And you may buy her a set of pillows. Look for something that means the world to that person. It doesn't have to cost a whole lot of money. It just has to show that you've put in a whole lot of heart.
Point-of-sale machines are very common these days. You go to do your shopping and use your card to make purchases without using cash. It is accessible and most times efficient. This week on Get the Facts, we'll be providing you with the information you need on how to practice extreme caution when using these machines or even your card to make purchases online.
Welcome to Get the Facts, the program that provides you with information on government's policies and initiatives. I'm your host, Enthros Campbell. It may be the season to be merry, but more importantly, it is the time to be extra careful with your spending as we move into the digital space and even face-to-face shopping. To advise us on how to do this is Manager of Information Technology at the Consumer Affairs Commission, Andrew Evelyn. Mr. Evelyn, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me, Ms. Campbell.
We're happy you could come in to talk with us today. Let's start with this conversation, which is so always timely. Remind us why shoppers online and in the face-to-face shopping, why do we need to be more careful, especially at this time?
This is the time to be merry. This is the time to shop and give gifts. The persons out there who have, of course, criminal intent, nefarious intent, would like to, take some of what you have, whether it be money or kind. And in this age of technology, use of technology, online shopping, the risks are out there, and it is even more critical that we pay very close attention. Because once you use your credit card online, you are giving up that information to a third party. Now, if that third party who is receiving your information is not necessarily properly equipped to protect your information, then it could be leaked to hackers and your information could go out. But not just that. Right now, we are bombarded with ads and we're bombarded with email that are enticing us to do things like buy things that we don't necessarily need. And sometimes these are email that are specifically sent out to catch you, entice you. You click on a link and then you start entering your credit card information, and there goes your credit card information or your personal information.
Well, tell us how we can avoid that being caught into this false advertising.
Well, we have to be smart and inform the consumers, especially online consumers. So some of the first things that we need to do is to be aware of the sort of email that are sent out and not be too gullible in clicking on offers that seem too good to be true. The other thing is, if you should go on a website that you're not familiar with, you need to ensure that it's a secured website. We tell our consumers all the time to look out for the websites that start with HTTPS. It means it's a secure website. Also, you should be mindful of not giving too much information that is not necessarily needed to do the transaction, because you could give information and then your identity is stolen. So you have to be careful of that.
What are some of those websites that don't start with HTTP?
HTTPS, yes. Now, there can be quite a number of them out there, but you should be aware that if you should go on such a website, your browser will tell you. So one of the things we ask our consumers is to ensure that you have the most latest browser installed. The other thing is to ensure that you have a good antivirus software. So we recommend AVG, which is one of the more popular antivirus software out there. And they might ask for a small fee to upgrade it to the point where it can actually detect and tell you if a website is a good website to shop on or not. The other thing, which is probably even more important, is that shop on familiar websites, because you do have big name brand websites that offer almost anything. We know those names. And they have well-established security policy. They invest millions of dollars in your security and protection of your privacy. So we encourage people to shop on those websites.
They know. So tell us about the trends now in the marketplace as it relates to unsafe practices.
Well, I mentioned a couple of them before.
Right.
But we find that one of the big risks that are out there that persons tend to fall prey to are social media ads, especially those Instagram and Facebook ads. Persons will put up an ad for a particular product. We click on it, and when you go to the website, they ask you to enter some information and enter your credit card information. Then at some point they say, oh, we cannot process your credit card. And this is after you enter your credit card. At that point, you have lost your credit card information and you're in trouble. But guess what? If you had a credit card has a little bit more protection, but nowadays we have those debit cards, Visa debit cards specifically, and other type brand debit cards. Once you do that, then the money is taken directly out of your account. So we encourage consumers to use credit card, because if you make a report to a bank, they have the ability to withhold payment to that vendor, which is very important.
Yes.
So try and use credit card, or try and use a third-party payment application like a PayPal, which will stand in between your credit card and a potential bad vendor.
So do you get complaints from persons shopping online, and can you do anything for them?
That's a very interesting question, because we do get complaints from consumers who shop online. The number one complaint that we do get is in regards to a replacement of an item, or refund. So what happened in one particular case is that this person bought an item and they wanted to do a return. But the vendor decided that they're not going to honor their commitment in replacing that or refunding, because this particular company is outside of our jurisdiction. The Consumer Affairs Commission has no powers in pursuing that complaint, and we're still looking at the best approach that we could give, but we couldn't do anything. It's outside of our jurisdiction.
Right. So you are not able to do anything for us shopping online?
Well, if you shop on a local vendor, then we can pursue that vendor.
Yes.
Otherwise, we ask that if you're going on an unfamiliar website, do a search on that website, find out more about them, Is there any complaints? Use the Better Business Bureau website and do a search on them. The Better Business Bureau is a very good resource that we encourage consumers to use when you're
Better Business website.
Better Business Bureau website.
Okay,
right.
Good.
That's a resource that we use when we're checking on overseas or online vendors to see if there are any complaints against them. So we ask you to do your checks, read their return policy. Please do read the vendor's return policy, the online vendor return policy, and also check on their privacy statement. You can do a quick glance. If they don't have one, that's a red flag.
Right. If they don't have a security, a privacy statement.
Right.
Right.
Or a return policy.
Right.
Or even if they don't have a support line.
Yes, that is a red flag.
Those are red flags.
We're talking about shopping at Christmas and shopping safely. And so we're discussing this with the Consumer Affairs Commission. We take a break now. We'll come back with more useful information.
In terms of making shopping safe, shop online, and when shopping in stores, stay 6 feet apart from others and make sure you're wearing your mask. And make sure you check yourself for symptoms before leaving home. So if you're ill, please stay home and don't go out shopping at this point in time. For persons who we know are more vulnerable and at high risk, shop early or ask someone to pick up items for you in the store. Use curbside pickup and delivery options if that is available and feasible for you. For our businesses, we know you expect increased pedestrian traffic. Make sure your hand sanitization station is accessible, easily accessible, especially immediately on entry to your business. Make sure you're enforcing physical distancing, not only within the business space itself, but outside. Offer online and telephone services as much as possible for as many services as possible within your business. Offer delivery services if that is an option. Have options for short interactions to be expedited, and make sure you have reminders of the infection prevention and control measures within your business so that you can remind your clients of what is expected.
Welcome back to Get the Facts. We continue our discussion with the Consumer Affairs Commission on how to shop safely in store and online, especially at this time. Our resource person is Manager of Information Technology, Andrew Eveling, and we want to know, thank you so much again for being with us. Tell us about your redress policies. People are still shopping in store. Tell us about your redress policy.
Well, at the Consumer Affairs Commission, we can assist consumers in getting redress if they have a complaint against a particular vendor. So, we encourage our consumers to make a report to the Consumer Affairs Commission. You can call our numbers, 876-619-4222. That goes up to 30. And you can speak to a complaints officer. The complaints officer will assist you. Or you can go to our website at csc.gov.jm and you can type in your complaint. Or you can use our mobile app. You can download our Android or Apple mobile app. Search for Consumer Affairs Jamaica and you will get it. But in general, if a consumer should purchase an item at a vendor's location, at a vendor's outlet, and when they go home it doesn't work or it is not exactly what they intended to purchase, they can go back to the store and ask for a replacement of that item. If they refuse to compensate you or replace or give you a refund, then you can make a complaint to the Consumer Affairs Commission.
So we should all keep our receipts.
Oh, that is so important.
Yes.
Without a receipt, it's going to be difficult for us to pursue that case.
Okay.
Very important.
Okay. People are now shopping mostly with credit card or debit card. Tell us how we can protect ourselves from debit or credit card fraud.
It's real. Debit card and credit card fraud is real. The banks will tell you that they have lost millions of dollars through this particular type of fraud. So, and not just the bank. Sometimes consumers will lose their money too, and it'll be difficult for the bank to give them back if the case is a difficult case for them to prove. So we ask consumers to take the first step in protecting your credit card or debit card is by scrutinizing the person who will receive your credit card. Once you give your credit card to them or debit card to them, observe what they do with it. They should swipe it in the card once. They should not go behind closed doors to swipe the card. It's very important for you to follow these basic rules. Always keep your eyes on your card. So if it is swiped, see that the machine is working and that you're able to put in your password. The other thing is the banks have been doing a good job in providing us with chip-enabled cards, and it's difficult for the card skimmers to work on that particular type of card. So that's another level of protection that we're getting. Mm-hmm. But keep your eyes on the card.
But you said swipe your card only once, but sometimes you swipe the card more than once. You're not recommending that at all?
Well, it should be once on one machine. It should be on one machine. I mean, they can try if the machine fail and you see the fail message, they should show you that, the communication fail or whatever the fail message is, they should show you and they should try it again. One thing you must be aware of, if they pull another machine from under the table and swipe that one, and then they say, oh, that machine not working either, and they might switch to the quote-unquote machine that is working, then, that's a red flag. Because we have seen cases where people lose their credit card information in that very same approach that they take.
Right. So what do you have to say to persons who are shopping in store?
The main thing is to ensure that you be a responsible shopper and purchase items that you're going to, in fact, use. Why I say that? Because from time to time, shoppers will just purchase items and they expect that, if it doesn't work, then they can come in and get a replacement quite easily. That may be so, but we're asking you to check the device, check the item, especially the electrical item, check the item before you leave store as much as you possibly can. Also, as I said before, ensure that your credit card information is good, but also protect your PIN. So you don't want anybody to peering down on you when you're typing in your PIN. Mm-hmm. Cover it up as much as possible, because the other part of card skimming is that they need to capture your PIN when you're typing that in, not just the information on the card.
Yes. I went to the store recently and I saw a sign, no refund. I was so surprised to see that. How should we respond to a sign like that? No, that sign is wrong, because for businesses to conform to the Consumer Protection Act, they should offer the option of replacement or redress if the item that the consumer purchased is not working, defective, or for some reason it is not satisfying their specific requirement. Then they should offer a refund or replacement of that item. Yeah. Everybody has that right. So I go to a store as well, and I'm told I bought a piece of, I buy something like a toaster, and they tell me I'll have only 3 months on it.
There is a manufacturer's warranty on these devices that usually is the warranty period that we should abide by. But sometimes the store, they don't necessarily want to go through the process of replacing and all of that sort of thing. So they might tell you, it's just 1 week warranty you have on this item because it's an electrical item.
Right.
So that is wrong.
So I can actually come to you if they tell me I have 3 months?
You can come to us, you can phone us, make a complaint. We're very effective in resolving complaints at the Consumer Affairs Commission. We have a very high rate of resolution at the Consumer Affairs Commission.
Excellent.
Come to us. The Consumer Protection Act is a powerful act that we use, and it works. It works for our consumers.
Tell us a little bit more now about the work that you're doing at the CAC.
The Consumer Affairs Commission is a consumer protection agency by the government of Jamaica. We not just take complaints and resolve complaints on behalf of consumers, but we also do research. We do price surveillance. That price information on common consumer items, we actually publish it on our website, and it's available on our mobile app. So we encourage consumers to download the mobile app, and you can get the latest grocery prices on it, the latest petrol price, and also when back to school time, we publish our textbook prices on it. Right now, in COVID, we're actually doing, and a lot of people probably don't know this, but we're actually surveying sanitation items. So we have a regular price alert on sanitation items. You can get on our website.
Okay.
Right.
Your final word for the consumers.
Well, as a Consumer Affairs Commission, we always say, you have the right as a consumer to make a complaint. If it doesn't look good, if the product is not working, if the vendor is not satisfying your specific requirements, make a complaint to the Consumer Affairs Commission. Don't fuss with that vendor. Just make a complaint. We are very effective in resolving complaints on behalf of you.
Thank you so very much. This has been Get the Facts, and our guest was Manager of Information Technology at the Consumer Affairs Commission, Andrew Evelyn. And thank you so very much for watching, and we'll see you next time with more useful information. In the meantime, take good care of yourselves, sanitize, keep your distance, and stay safe.
Jamaica's COVID-19 vaccination plan is still in effect.
Persons with appointments to receive a vaccine will be allowed to do so during curfew hours. Persons will be required to present evidence of the appointment. And how it will work is you will show the text message that you would have received or your email to the police.
If you wish to make an appointment, please do so online by visiting moh.gov.jm or by calling 888-663-5683. Vaccination sites will open until 4 p.m. daily. Vaccination still a keep. Go get your jab today.
So we still have 5 days to go before Christmas, and if we are all being honest with ourselves, due to the economic downturn caused by COVID, Christmas shopping has been tailored this year. As they say, penny wise and pound foolish. If you don't want that to be you, then check this out.
So you've been budgeting all year long, and you may think that Christmas is the time to, cut your dollars a little loose. Hold on, before you think about that, remember that the new year is just a few days away. So rather than having to restructure your finances then, how about you continue budgeting right now? We have some financial experts dropping some nuggets of wisdom about drafting your Christmas budget and stitching up your holiday finances.
Christmas time is the time when we want to have fun and frolic. And so it's a time when we can really get distracted from the fact that we do have reality that comes next year. So that's why budgeting is important, because we want to ensure that whatever we do to make our Christmas fat does not make our New Year frugal. So look back at your budgets. Look carefully. How much money do you really have to spend on the Christmas? One of the tips is you can actually put that money in something and call it your Christmas budget. So separate that Christmas budget from all the other accounts. Have your ATM card connected to that particular budget, that particular account. And when you go shopping, remember, you know exactly what your budget is. And let us say that budget is $30,000. If you have budgeted that you're going to spend that $30,000 on 5 persons and you have overspent on one gift, then automatically you'll know that in order to make sure there's money in the account, you've got to cut back on another. If you keep all the money in one place, it's not going to register psychologically that, hey, I've reached my max. So it becomes important to put things in place for yourself so that you can have fun this Christmas. But remember, next year, rather than being totally frugal, can be fun.
Do proper budgets leading up to even this Christmas and determine what your disposable income is. Don't spend outside of your disposable income. Make sure that you put aside money for the necessities like, food that you need to eat. Also, because Christmas is here, it doesn't mean that you don't have the car payment and you don't have the mortgage. And also remember that people normally get paid earlier. So the next paycheck is going to be more than a month away. So ensure that you do that proper budgeting.
If you've spent enough Christmas here in JA or most places really, it's easy to recognize the extravagant spending and skimpy saving habits that crop up during this time of the year. But understanding those trends could very well be the means to achieving your thrifty Christmas experience.
People spend a lot more because of the euphoria of the season. People get caught up and people will just go out there and spend, which is why I said people should budget and stick to the budget, because when you get caught up in the euphoria and the emotions come on of Christmas, you want to, anything you see you'll spend. So you're going to the store and because you're happy, because it's Christmas time, you go in and you just spend anything you see, especially when you have a credit card. If you don't have control over your credit card, leave it at home. Don't carry it with you.
Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna write down the names of every single individual that you want to give something to. Look at that maximum budget that you have and then divide it out and see, okay, if my maximum budget is $30,000 and I have 30 people on the list, then it would mean $1,000 per person if we divide it equally. So I know that some persons are going to deserve a gift that would be costing more than the $1,000. So now you would now start to say, okay, this person, based on who they are to me, this person needs a $10,000 gift on average. So it leaves me with $20,000 for everybody else. So do it that way. Now, for some persons, you're going to realize, hey, I can't buy a gift.
We can still enjoy Christmas as it was supposed to be, which is really just enjoying it with friends, families. Go to church maybe this year, and you don't have to go out and spend a lot of money on entertainment, on food, and on gifts. Just spend time with friends and family, which is the most important thing.
So I guess the good news is that with a bit of financial planning and some resourcefulness, we can still have a very Merry Christmas while avoiding the financial fatigue of the new year.
Criminal minds think they are cunning. The major organized crime and anti-corruption agency have them running. Your friend a shout, come scam. Take time running, because we ready for the ops. Drive up on your block, step out now the block. Cyber take about your laptop, pull up every lock, no evidence to drop. We put it in a cuffs and now we have the underlock. Sin you say scam, you better look out for. When you move corrupt, better look out for. Feel say you get wet, look out for. Look out for, look out for. From you say scam, you better look out for. When you move corrupt, better look out for. Feel say you get wet, look out for. Look out for, look out for.
The proceeding was brought to you by MOCA, the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency, with the kind support of NIA and USAID.
This is where the magazine ends for today, but if you would like to see more content like this, then visit our YouTube channel. We also have all the latest news and updates on our social media pages and our website, jis.gov.jm. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thank you so much for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.